Hello and welcome to Big Orbit Games unboxing video of the new Cardfight Vanguard release, the Blaster Aichi Sendou Legend deck. My name is Simon, I'll be doing the unboxing today. So normally James would be doing a Cardfight unboxing, but he's currently away actually in Japan at the moment. So while he's enjoying that, I'm afraid you are stuck with me unboxing. So I do sort of still play Cardfight Vanguard. I have a Dynamax deck and that's about it. So I still know how the game plays, but I'm not a big follower. So this unboxing is going to be sort of from the perspective of someone who knows how to play Vanguard, but is not necessarily a big expert on it. So what we're going to do is open it up, take a look at the contents, see what we get inside of it. This isn't an in-depth analysis or anything like that. This is just to show you what cool stuff you get in the Legend deck. So in this one you do get a card storage box for the deck. So for the pre-made deck with a bit of a stride zone, you do get a storage box in here. So it's one of the nice plastic ones, you just fold it out and build it. It's got obviously Aichi on there, and then you've got your main characters from the deck as well. So I found a big blaster blade there, nice full art version of him. Generally speaking, you can put a full sleeved deck in there. However, for those of you who double sleeve, you're not fitting it in. Just to warn you. And it also says what the Legend deck. It says it's the Legend deck on this, so it's quite a cool way to keep it stored. I also have a few bits and pieces in here. So let's take that out. We'll come to the cards in a moment. So you have your Cardfight Vanguard G first guide. So if you're buying this as a brand new player, you have a guide here on how to play, which folds out and nice little run, and it's got the same on the back. I can't remember if this is the one that folds up in this really sort of semi-cool way, or did they change it for that one? No, they did change it, sad times. The original one used to sort of, you fold it up in a really cool way and it made like a little booklet. But yeah, so it just explains how to play the game and how all the different parts and pieces of it work, and then same on the back, just goes through a bit more detail about how stuff happens and explains all the bits and pieces, which is cool. We also have a playmat with Aichi's face all over it, and of course it wouldn't be complete without Blaster Blade being there as well. So if I can unfold this without damaging it, because it's gotten a little bit stuck there. So on the one side, I'll flip it back over. On one side you have effectively a playmat. There's no zones or anything marked on it, but otherwise, you could just use it as a nice piece of wall art of Aichi and Blaster Blade. And flip it over. On the other side, you have the history of Aichi. Arise My Avatar, Blaster Blade. A little bit about where to find more information if you are new. And also a little guide on how to play the deck and what it does. So yeah, it's quite a useful thing to have a read through, and then you can flip it around and use it as a little playmat, or you could put it up on your wall. So we have some of the pieces here and there as well. We have a sort of like a deck ID thing, so you can just use it to put, say, in your deck box. If you're not using the the one already marked the Legend deck, if you've got a window in the deck box, you could use it so you can easily identify which deck it is or something, or just keep it in there just as a notice or a marker. Or another way to use it, if you have storage collections, you could put this, say, like in a Royal Paladin section of your storage, so you know where all your Royal Paladin cards are for future reference. And then we have a plus 5,000 fighters counter, I believe is the term for them, which is a shame that you can't just use dice. And then plus 10,000 on the flip side. Then we also have these two, which are promos. So Holy Dragon Religious Soul Saver. You get two of these in there, so it's a stride. I'm going to try and read through the ability. So auto, count pass 1 and choose a face down Holy Dragon Religious Soul Saver. Mouthful. And turn it face up, so it's a Persona G-Blast. I'm gonna come up with a new term for this eventually. When it's placed on Vanguard, if you have a heart card with Blaster in its name, you can pay that cost, choose up to 3 of your units to give them plus 5k until end of turn. And if the number of cards you install with Blaster is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 1 crit until end of turn. Which with this deck in particular is not too difficult to do. There's plenty of blasters in there, but you could easily as well use this in any deck you've got built up, which just shows the love for blasters. So it's going to take the sleeve off of the deck here, and so I'm going to start showing you the cards you get in the main deck, in the strides zone, should we say, first. So from the cover, Divine Knight King Alfred Holy Saver. It's a stride with a once per turn ability. It's Generation Break 2, so you don't want to be striding this first. Counterpass 1 and G-Blast any. I'm going to make it a thing, I promise. If you have a heart card with Alfred or Blaster in its name, choose one of your Vanguards with Blaster Blade in its name, and to land a turn it gets plus 3k, and during this unit's first battle of this turn, it performs Twin Drive. So you basically choose one of your Blaster Blades on rearguard, give it a nice power boost, and it gets Twin Drive. That is fantastic, especially for something like a level, if you're playing, say, the level 2 version. Grade 2 version, sorry, not level. Playing the Grade 2 version, there's a nice little power boost for it, and you get the Twin Drive on top. So you get one of those in a nice, quite a pretty foil version, and then you get 3 normal versions as well, making it a total of 4. For other stride, we have Holy Dragon Myriad Soul Saver. So one ability, auto from Vanguard, Soul Blast 3. When it attacks Vanguard, if you have a heart card with Alfred or Blaster, you can pay that cost, choose up to 5 of your rear guards, and they get plus 5k each until end of turn. Really good way of buffing your entire field up in one big go. Downside is that Soul Blasting of the 3, which is going to make it more difficult for a couple of other abilities. But it's not too big a cost, at least it's not a counter blast. So you get 1 in the Shiny Hollow, Shiny Foiling, and then 1 normal. So that is all the strides you're getting in there. So you've got half of your maximum amount of strides. Oh no, there is some G strides in here. Sorry. I've just got to find them. They're just not visible from there. There we go. So you do get some G guards in here as well. Sorry, I forgot about those. So you get 2 of these. You get 1 in the nice foil and 1 normal. And it's Great Flash Isla. And it's a G-Guardian, and her ability is, when you play a Counterblast 1, as long as you have an Alfred or Blaster Vanguard, to give, this unit gets plus 5k for each of your rear guards until the end of that battle. So effectively, it's a 25k, plus that, I can't do maths today, it's a 40k shield, which is, you know, nothing to sniffle out for one Counterblast, but you're going to see Counterblasts popping up a lot in this deck. Right, so we'll have a look at the Grade 3 lineup. We're going to start here with Palamedes, because let's not start with the big exciting one. Blazing Twin Blades with auto from Vanguard or Rearguard, Generation Break 1. When it attacks, if you have 2 or more other Grade 3... sorry. I will start again. It's been a while since we've read Vanguard cards out loud, sorry. When it attacks Vanguard, if you have a number of other Grade 3 or greater units is 2 or more, this unit gets plus 10k until the end of that battle. So as long as your front row is Grade 3, you're fine. It gives you plus 10k until the end of battle, making it 21k plus boosting. It's not too bad, but it's probably the first card you're going to replace if you want to sort of beef the power level of the deck up. You get 4 in there, 1 of which is the nice hollow version. Then our other Grade 3s, we have Blaster Blade Exceed. So, another title card, has auto from Vanguard, Counterblast 1. When you stride with the Saver stride, you can pay the cost to search your deck for up to 1 card with Blaster Blade in its name, reveal it, put your hand on, shuffle your deck. So it could be another Grade 3 for more striding, or the Grade 2 or something. And then it has auto, Counterblast 1 when it's based on Vanguard or Rearguard. To choose one of your opponent's Grade 1 or Grade 2 rearguards and retire it. It's just sort of a classic Blaster Blade ability. So you get 1 of those in hollow, and you get 4 normal versions as well. I think there's a hot stamp version available or something like that. So, but yeah, I'm no expert on this. So I believe, if memory serves, that is now all of our Grade 3 lineup. So first things first is probably, if you're going to change anything, is improving that Grade 3 lineup, in my opinion. So on to the Grade 2s, we have Champion of Silence, Skeleton. So 10k Grade 2 with continuous from Guardian, Generation Break 1, it gets plus 5k shield. That's a really nice ability, it's showing off the Paladin's sort of more defensive nature. And continuous from Vanguard Rearguard, if you do not have a Blaster card on your Vanguard or Rearguard, it gets minus 2k. So in this deck, shouldn't be a problem to make sure you have a Blaster in play. And you get 1 in hollow and 1 normal. We then have, let's just switch between 2. We have Starhope Trumpeter. It's a 9k Grade 2. She has auto GB1, Counterblast 1. When it's placed on Rearguard from hand, if you have a Alfred or Blaster, a Vanguard with Alfred or Blaster, You may pay the cost to search your deck for up to one card, call it to rearguard, and gets +3k until end of turn and shuffle your deck. Now this is just good for filling out your field in general. I'm sure there's more precise combos which go with it. Nothing really stands out in this deck as being fantastic with it, but I'm sure there's other Royal Paladins that are. You get 4 of those, again, 1 in hollow. So switching over, we've got the 2 pair that go together, the classic Bedivere and K. So grade 2, auto, rearguard, generation, and break 1. When it attacks Vanguard, if you have an Alfred or Blaster on Vanguard or rearguard, it gets +3k, making it a 12k attacker. And auto, when it's placed on rearguard, choose one of your Knight of Benevolence K in the same column as this unit, and it gets +2k until end of turn. If you did choose a unit, you can also soul charge one. Pretty neat. So obviously works well with K. You get 4 of those, including a hollow version. And effectively you want to create the classic K and Bedivere column with that. We have here the classic Blaster Blade. You can see it in its glorious full art version. You've all seen this card before, you all know and love it. You get 1 in the deck, but it is a pretty version of it. But obviously this has been reprinted many times as promos and in sets, etc. So the abilities is all the same. And if you're Aichi, you could just cheat and pull it out every single game. So we'll switch to the grade 1s now. Knight of Benevolence K, grade 1. So 2 abilities, auto, rearguard, GB1. When it attacks Vanguard, if you have a unit with Alfred or Blaster in its name on your Vanguard or rearguard, it gets +3k until end of battle. Wonder where we've seen that ability before. And second ability is when it's placed on rearguard, choose one of your Knight of Virtue Bedivere in the same column as this unit. It gets +2k until end of turn, and if you did choose a unit, countercharge 1. Now to me that ability is very important. There is so much countercharging in this deck. The downside being that you only get 3 of them in there, so you definitely want another one. And again, 1 in the foil. But yeah, the countercharging is so important. So much of this requires counterblasting. It's such a counterblast heavy deck. You really want that countercharge. So here we have Little Tactician Marin. So Marin's grown up a little bit here. So grade 1, auto, generation, break 1, counterblast 1, see what I mean? When it's placed on rearguard from hand, so long as you have a Vanguard, Alfred or Blaster, you can pay the cost to search your deck for up to 1 card, call it to rearguard, and it gets +3k until end of turn and shuffle your deck. Just more calling. More calling. It's what Royal Paladins do best. And again, a little bit of foiling there for you, but you only get 3. We have here the Wingle Youth. So Marin gets older, Wingle gets younger. Grade 1 with 1 big ability. So from auto from rearguard, when an attack hits Vanguard during the battle that this unit attacked or boosted, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 with Blaster Blade in its name, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. If you did this, put this unit into your soul. So it lets you just search out a Blaster Blade, be it like the grade 3 or the grade 2, probably more likely you're going to be getting to that grade 3, and then it jumps into the soul sort of as a cost for it, because there's no counter blasting or anything else. But it only jumps in if you found a Blaster Blade at least. So, you know, there's no harm in doing it, and if you miss, you know, you haven't really lost anything. Again, you get 4 of those, and you get 1 in a nice shiny. And then we have our Bringer of Divine Grace Epona. So what deck is complete without Perfect Guards? So grade 1 Perfect Guard with the added ability is if you have already played or have another Bringer of Divine Grace opponent in your drop zone, you get to countercharge 1, which is very useful. Because, as I keep saying, this is a countercharge heavy deck. And thankfully you do get 4 in there, with 1 in foil. So we're on to the grade 0s here, so let's start with our starter. Sorry, that tickled me. Blue Scud Bark Gull. So Bark Gull's grown up a little bit as well. They've certainly gotten a blue tint to it. Grade 0, Forerunner ability as always, and act from rearguard, generation break 1, counterpass 1 and put this unit into your soul. To search your deck for 1 card with Alfred or Blaster in its name, put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. So this just perfectly sets you up, doesn't it? It just allows you to start rolling into what you need, and it's nice in hollow. I'm going to put in there next to Blaster Blade, but we'll put Blaster Blade on top, it's fine. And we're on to the triggers. Now the lineup surprised me. So we have Nova Knight Lul. So it's a crit trigger with no ability, and you get 4 of those, 1 in foil. So you know people are going to be after more of those. I'm going to put you over here. Then we have Yggdrasil Inheritor Elaine, which apparently has some kind of story attached to it, which would be really interesting to find out. That's your classic heal trigger. Again, no abilities attached there though. So 1 in foil. Then we have more crit triggers. So this is Pink Comet Flogel, no ability again, but it's not a rainbow deck. It doesn't have stands. It has a crit, and I like that. I'm not a big fan of stand triggers in sort of non-Nova Grapple star decks, but that's just me, personal preference. And then finally we have Margul as our draw triggers. This is a reprint with new artwork, and the artwork looks pretty sweet on it. Same ability as before, put it in soul to give one of your Royal Paladins plus 3k. Classic ability. And again, 1 in hollow. So there we go, that is the whole deck there. As you can see, it's a fairly standard Royal Paladin deck as far as I'm aware. A little bit of calling from the deck, a lot of power being spread around, especially in the later stages with the grade 3s and the stride. It's all about buffing everyone up evenly and having a big powerful party. So yeah, it looks like a very fun deck to play, very good for a beginner to play with as well, and not feel like they're going to be too weak compared to a lot of other fully constructed and grown decks. So yeah, I do like this Legend deck. It's cool. Sorry. Immediately, as I said towards the start, Palamedes probably needs to be changed up with something a bit more oomph, a bit more impact. Other than that, you might want to get some more Blaster Blades in there just to make sure you can get off the Alfred or named abilities. So switching some of the grade 2 lineup just to get more Blaster Blades in there would be quite useful. But otherwise, the deck seems pretty good, and then obviously just filling out your stride with more Royal Paladin strides, because, you know, why not? Maybe putting in a grade 1 stride fodder in as well, just to help you with getting those strides off. But yeah, it's a good deck overall. Really enjoyed it. It looks very fun to play. So there we go. If you're new to the game, great place to start if you can find it. If you're already an existing player and you just want a really cool Royal Paladin deck, boom, there you go, Legend deck. So remember, all the cards you've seen here can be bought individually and sold individually on our website, bigorbitcards.co.uk. Have a look at that. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out our other Vanguard videos, including James's weekly updates. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.